My name's Amy, and welcome back to my channel. We just finished Euros. Such a long weekend. We got top 128 in the end. 2,500 players, I think, or 2,200, around that area. I'm exhausted. Currently filming this on a Thursday. We just got back on the Monday. Still tired, still recovering. I played Pure Power Patron. It was very similar to my Nats list. Me and my girlfriend theoried it, and we theoried it. Very happy with how it was in the end. I went from 10-1 um, on table 4 to 10-5, finishing, I think, 87th or around that mark. Am I disappointed? Yes. I really thought I was going to top this year. But clearly that's next year's challenge. Um, I'm going to show my profile in a second. The deck felt absolutely great. The event was absolutely amazing. And yeah, I won't keep it for too long. I'll have a little bit of an update after the profile, but I'll put the profile now. So I'll catch you in a second. So moving into the profile. Let's begin with the Power Patron names. Same as my Nats list, we have 3 copies of Fidolium, 2 Gennaro, 3 Prado, 2 Nevado. Exact same as my Nats list. We did try with 3 Nevado, but we again just felt like it was too inconsistent, really. Moving to the Dark Fairies, we have 2 Shade and 2 Medius. Very standard Shade and Medius, both 1-card combos. We did cut down Shade to make incorporations for other bits in the deck, just because it was one of the weaker 1-card combos that we were playing. Also, please excuse if I'm going a little bit faster. This list is very similar to my list at Nat. I will be trying to stop at the bit where the list has changed. So, moving on from there, we have 3 Terminus, 2 Pen Treasure, 2 Fidolia, 1 Assault, and 1 Pastel. So again, all 1-card combos, and the only card here to really discuss is the Pastel. This is one of the theorized targets that you can play. The others is Liberation as well as the original. We did test with Liberation since it is one of the options into 4 loss for this deck, because you can play it, set it. So you search off the link, set it, and then summon out the Armage Power Patron, which is a quick fusion on your opponent's turn. You give your opponent 2 draws for approximately about 4 or 5 interruptions. However, what we felt was that Liberation was too difficult to set up consistently, as well as being a brick alongside the Armage Power Patron. So instead of doing that, we decided to play Pastel, which is a bridge to Medius through Power Patron. It is also a very strong card going into board. It produces bodies. It is overall, in our opinions, me as well as my partners, it's a better quality card than Liberation. So we were very happy we played this. It was a last minute change, but I don't think either of us had any regrets. To finish off these spells, we have 2 F and V Core plus Call by the Grave and 3 Sloth. So the 2 F and V is for your end board, which we will show in a second. Or the FMV is for your end board, playing 2, obviously, to be able to cycle it. 1 Call by the Grave is a very good card, and 3 Pot of Sloth. This was an inclusion that me and my partner decided to make because of our Dominus cards that we're playing. Because we're playing the Dominus cards, all 9 of them, Polysloth pairs really well with me if draw them going second. Drawing a card like Songs or Impulse going second, but also while having the applications of the Dominus cards going on your opponent's first turn is really strong. So we wanted to play a card that maximized that, and Sloth fitted that bill exactly. Alongside that, the Pure Power Patron deck is very good at going into boards with stuff like Prado, cards like Terminus being able to produce multiple bodies. Overall, we felt Sloth would be one of the best cards in our deck, and overall, it disappointed. And this card, we played into a lot of FDK decks. Well, at least I did. I played into Invoked, I played into Elf Note, I played into Fairy Tale, all of which this card was absolutely awful. And unfortunately, that was kind of the trade-off we were making. Sloth is very good into Striker, it's very good into Rugi, it's very good into Cool Tune. It's not good into also branded as well, but it's very bad into the FDK decks. Unfortunately, I was very disappointed with this card. Would I play it again? I would potentially try and side it. Moving on to the trap cards. So, very standard counter trap, and then final hour. This is the new card for the deck, and one of the reasons you could justify playing Pure. With no kind of floodgates or something like that. This card reborns Power Patron and applies effects based on the subtypes you control. So 1, which is usually your standard, you'll just banish top 3 cards that deck face down. 2, as that could be Fusion Synchro, Fusion XC, Synchro XCs. You banish 1 card they control face down, as well as the first effect. And 3, you do all of the, you do 1 and 2, and you also banish 1 card from the hand face down. This card is crazy. It triggers do not on your opponent's turn. It can trigger cards like you can send out Nevado, link off Nevado, or fuse it off, trigger it. This card is absolutely crazy, and as much as it is a brick going second, I would not consider cutting it. Last but not least, the absolute best cards in the deck, in at least my opinion, was the 9 Dominus cards. These cards make our Corgi matchup, our branded matchup, all extremely strong. These are only really quite bad because we're playing so little of them into decks like Elf Note or decks that just are trying to just combo you two and just win. I was amazed by these cards. They were absolutely amazing. They are decks people aren't really expecting them. People don't respect them, and I can't say enough about these cards. If you are playing this deck, I would heavily recommend trying to play this build with the Dominus cards, or play a build with the Dominus cards. Moving on to the extra deck. Begin where we have the Link monsters. We have 1 of the new Link 2, 1 Clockwork Knight, 1 SP, 1 Exceed, 1 Beyond, as well as 1 Xena. These 4, very similar to my Natsulus. Not much to say about them. And then Xena plus Purification Power Patron. Xena is part of your end board. You make this with Exceed plus Purification usually, and send a copy of Albion. And Albion sets your FMV, then it gives you just another form of interruption. So the idea is you link off Purification plus Exceed into this, send Albion, Medius shuffle this back to summon itself out, and then you use Final Hour to bring back Purification Power Patron, which says if you have a Dark Fairy monster, you can quick effect during the main phase link summon, just IP. So in that situation, you have Medius, which is your Dark Fairy, plus your Purification Power Patron, which then makes SP. Who would have seen that one coming? Obviously, alongside that, the Purification Power Patron does search on summon. It allows you to bridge your hand full of Power Patron to Medius, and so on and so forth. It produces a lot of bodies. Overall, extremely strong card. For that, we have the fusions, which is 1 Drake Spelia, 1 on Finito, 1 Minerva. We'll go quickly through these since not a lot of this has changed, so very standard. From there, we have 1 Typhon, 1 Jupiter, 1 Pharodrus. Very standard. I swear by Typhon in this deck, I really like it. 1 Ecclesia, 1 Genora, and should be an Albion here as well. Bit of fusions, and then synchros, obviously these 2, very standard. 40 card main, 15 card extra, 15 card side. So from here we have for the side deck, we have for the hand traps, we have 3 Imperm, 3 Ash, 3 Ogre, 2 Droll. These are coverage for the FDK decks, stuff like Alpha Note, stuff like Invoke, stuff like Veritale. We know we have to handle them. We can't board break them rarely because simply we were afraid of Alpha Note. We were mainly afraid of Alpha Note being able to handle the for 2, so we didn't want to play more like stronger breakers into those kind of decks. So we wanted to try and prioritize hand traps. Unfortunately, these didn't feel like enough. We didn't play any more Charmies. We felt they were extremely weak into the top decks because they all have very strong Charmy lines, apart from maybe a deck like Elf Note, but even then, Dew Pride is that deck's kind of win condition in that situation. And I would like to obviously reassess how we built the side of the hand traps, because I would like to consider card type side frames, maybe even revisiting the more charmies, but we're not too sure on that yet. And last but not least, we did play Sunbreakers, and this is for Cool Tune, Striker, and kind of branded on Mitsu. 2 Storm, 1 Dust, 1 Thrust. Just as a last minute inclusion, since we cut the Art Mage Power Patron from the side, I wanted a card that kind of had utility for going first, utility going into decks like Branded, or maybe even Fairy Tale if I had decided, maybe even like Rogue stuff was really this for. But it also had applications into Cool Tune and Striker. Card felt extremely strong, and I kind of wish I'd played more. Storm and Duster were very, very, very disappointing. They were. I maybe didn't play into matches where they were good, but I did play into a lot of Mitsu, and I did play into a lot of Branded, and I didn't want to put this card in. I found every single Branded player was trying to de-balance me. They knew I was playing Pendulums, so I just didn't want these cards. I would cut these cards to maybe a card like Evenly Matched, or maybe even more hand traps. So that's just a consideration for future. Overall, the deck felt absolutely great, and I'm not doing it much justice in this profile. I'm very, very tired. It's would pretty much just finish Euros, so I'm very, very happy with my performance. This was one of the first years I have got so close to topping Euros, and going from 10-1 to 10-5 was very disheartening, but it gives me motivation to try again next year. So yeah, that was profile. Deck felt absolutely great, I'm sure. A couple of reviews about the event, really. I first want to shout out to my friends, M, the helping Ethereum, and just being absolutely great the entire time. Adam and Solomon. I played against Solomon round 4. And then Solomon also got top 128 in the end. Huge congratulations to him. And Adam, it's always fun trips with you. Also shout out to Rob, Lewis, and Matt for lending me cards. My cards arrived in time. And overall, the event was absolutely great. Ran really well. One of my favorite Euros I've been to I've done 4, so one of my definitely my favorite Euros. I am dedicated to try and get better. I want to try this deck, play it more, keep just trying to get better, and hopefully get a top. And yeah, I got an interview in the end, so I can't really complain too much. Yeah, I won't keep you too much longer, so thank you for watching. Any questions, put in the comments below.